Today we're doing a review of the Orbitkey Travel Sling. In this video, I'm gonna take my experience of reviewing 500 plus of the world's best bags, and we're gonna tear this thing apart. We're gonna pack it out, test the advertised volume, give you my brutally honest pros and cons, and let you know if I think if it's a ripoff. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold that this is the sling for you, but we're close, then I'll make a couple alternative suggestions that might better suit your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Orbitkey Travel Sling. Orbitkey is an Australian brand, and they started by making, I'd say like gear for growth, not like to get higher, like taller. That kind of growth. Like tools for productivity, key clips and desk mats. I've been using their desk mat for years. I love that. I actually think Orbitkey's a really cool company. They started to get into bags a couple years ago, and I thought their first bags were good, but then they released their tote a couple months back, and I thought it was really good. And this sling I'm really impressed with as well, but there's some things that I also don't like about it that you have to be aware of. But first, let's run you through some of the top features. It's got a beautiful shape, very clean design. No quick access front pocket, but we do have a very large, multi-pocketed main compartment. And there are so many pockets in here to talk about, oh my God. We'll talk about that in detail 2 chapters from now. And then we also have a hidden pocket on the back panel as well. The sling also comes with a top handle and with a harness system that I think is quite interesting. It's got comfort, but it's also got a couple of sneaky features on it. One in particular that I think is very clever. We'll talk about that in the next chapter. Now the sling is advertised to be 3 liters in capacity, and I don't know about that. Let's double check it. This is 2 liters, and we already are so full it won't even close. So let's see when it's fully packed out. All right, as you can see, the sling is fully packed out with our factory grade measurement balls. And one thing I want to point out is we were able to fully pack out the front, but also pack out the back. And that's not always the case with slings like this. Oftentimes when the main compartment is fully packed out, it will totally render the back useless, at least for like anything but your passport. But Orbitkey's done a very nice job of giving this compartment its own space, which is really cool. But I still don't think we're gonna hit 3 liters. Let's test it out. So in the back pocket, you can see we're getting less than half a liter in there, which is fine. That's what you'd expect from a back pocket. It's flat. And the main compartment, you can see that black dot right there is 2 liters, which is what we're coming in at. Volume measuring is not really scientific. It's a bit of an art in some ways, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think that the Orbitkey sling is much closer to 2 liters in capacity than it is 3 liters. For the dimensions, we've got a width of 10.5 inches, a height of 6.5 inches, and a fully packed out base depth of around 3 inches. As of recording, the Orbitkey sling comes in 3 color options. We got 2 actually. I got the orange and the black, and it also comes in a white. I think it's called terracotta. But for this review, we're just gonna be using the orange because it looks dope. This is the sling when it's empty. And here you can see when it's fully packed out and worn by the Nomads Nation team. Margaret's 5'2", I'm 5'8", and Jason Bagmoa is 6'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack this sling out throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Orbitkey products are protected by their 2-year warranty. And for all that, this sling runs around 90 USD. Now that price point is gonna be our North Star moving forward for this review. And it should be noted that if at any point during this review, you really dig this sling and you're thinking about picking one up, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes, especially for Orbitkey. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the outside of the Orbitkey Travel Sling. Starting with the just overall shape and look and aesthetic, I think Orbitkey nailed this. It looks clean, it looks fresh, not too feminine, but not too masculine. Only thing I don't love about the way it looks is their branding. It's just loud, it's white, it's centered. Definitely not my favorite choice on this sling. For the primary fabric, we're dealing with a polyester. This polyester feels nice to the touch. Sometimes polyesters can feel a little bit cheaper. And polyester is a great fabric for a sling because it's very weather resistant and has a bit of abrasion resistance as well, but it's also just lightweight and casual and breathes well. Doesn't draw too much attention to it. I think Orbitkey's choice of using polyester was spot on. Now we're gonna talk about the main compartment and the back pocket in the next section. But a few more things on the outside. This top handle, I think it's good because it's super flush, right? It's really tight against the sling, so it doesn't look too bunny-eared. Just keeps it looking very sleek. But that sleekness is a problem when you wanna try and grab it, as to where there's not a lot of space. You gotta really pry your fingers underneath it. It's a tight fit. And I'm a smaller dude, I'm 5'8", my hands aren't that big, and you can see I'm you know, I'm having a hard time getting them in there. It's not a huge deal, but when you do convert this sling into tech pouch mode, you wanna grab it out of the bottom of your bag real fast. Just that handle being more accessible, you may, it might irk you a bit. But speaking of tech pouch mode, one thing I forgot to mention in the bag's top features is the fact that this harness system is in fact removable. And so easily so. Holy crap, that was gorgeous. Now let's talk about the shoulder strap real fast, because it's got some things that you've got to be aware of. Let's talk about what I love about it. It just feels amazing. It's a die-cast zinc alloy, which is metal. The clip is super easy to use, and you can see it spins 360 degrees. Now that 360 degree spinning is just gonna make it a more comfortable sling wearing experience. And the way it clips on, this metal hardware is also just loosey-goosey. Again, increasing the sling's comfort because as you're walking with it, it just sort of flows with your torso, no matter if you're wearing it on the front, on the back, on the side. So I love that for its comfort. I love it for its aesthetic. This nylon webbing is also gorgeous. Just a really nice quality, very silky feel to it. It's not gonna be super grippy, so it will slide on your body, but the grippy ones just kind of feel cheap. For me, I'll take a bit more like having to adjust it than having like a cheap nylon there. And the adjustment hardware is also metal, just kind of adding to that premium feel. But here's the sneaky feature I quite like, is that you can take these zipper pulls and lock them. That's where they each have a little loop, and you can put the loops in the metal hardware, but I will admit, it's tedious. It's really tedious, but I'll get it. Okay, we got one. Okay, it took, 17 seconds. But you can see here, the zippers are now secured within the metal hardware. This is one reason I think it's a great travel sling. You're going to a new destination, and you just want to be a little extra safe. You don't want to tempt any colorful characters to try, to see what you've brought to their country. So although it's tedious to get on, I'm a big fan of the fact that the feature exists. Now, before I jump into the next section, I gotta tell you, if you're enjoying this breakdown of the Orbitkey travel sling, then you might be a bit of a gearhead. And you also might be happy to find out that we are too at Nomads Nation. So nice to meet you. You're in safe company. But also here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do bag reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that, you can look at us as like your reporter in the field for what's happening in the world of EDC, carry, tech, and travel. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening, like looking 30,000 feet out on this industry and have all the top news delivered to your inbox. I'm talking the newest drops, limited edition collabs, industry trends, all of it. Written by us, read by you on a weekly basis. I'm so proud of the newsletter. And if you love bags and travel gear, then you're definitely gonna wanna check it out, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. All right, let's move on to the inside of the Orbitkey travel sling. Let's undo these zippers from the hardware. Let's see if it's, okay, a lot easier to take them off than it is to put them on, that's for sure. But these zippers, what are you? Yeah, as I had feared, these are not YKK zippers, they're not SBS zippers, they're not name brand zippers. For almost 90 USD, I'm disappointed in Orbitkey. I really would have liked higher quality name brand zippers, especially with the fact that you only have a 2-year warranty. One other thing that's a little bit negative about the zips is this. See that beautiful coating right there? That's a polyurethane coating, which is PU, which is plastic. And it's great for some things as to where it can really help prevent rain and water from getting into your sling. We've actually run some tests here in-house, and although waterproof zippers don't make the bag waterproof, they definitely increase the waterproofness by at least 30%. But on the flip side, these PU-coated zips could end up looking like this in a couple of years if they get a little too much exposure to sunlight and or humidity. It's just kind of a roll of the dice. There's no way to know for sure. Getting in to this main compartment, we've got a really nice main compartment. I love the fabric that's used. This is a very nice nylon, silky to the touch. And then we've also got some power mesh on a lot of these pockets as well, which again is bringing some elasticity to the game and a ton of organization. We've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, call it like 10 pockets if you include this pen sleeve here. So I'm gonna pack it out now and show you what it fits. All right, you can see right here, I got a bunch of small EDC gear, and it's important to keep in mind that that's what this sling is. It's a pocket reliever for your smaller bits of gear. You're not gonna fit big water bottles in here. You might get a smaller one though. I got a 24-ounce Columbia, and you can see, yeah, we are able to make that work. But then you're gonna lose basically all the sling's volume. You also might be able to get some headphones in there, but you're probably gonna need them to be foldable. As you can see, my Sony XM5's not gonna fit. So here's what I would pack it out with. Sunglasses are going in this pocket here. Perfect shape for them, and plus this power mesh just has a nice softness to it, so you know your sunglasses are safe. Next, we have a sleeve here and 1, 2, 3 smaller power mesh pockets. Great spot for your AirPods, chapstick. And if you're a bag reviewer, a small tape measure comes in handy all the time. Now, I'm a little bit less enthused about this sleeve. Not sure what to put there, but I guess we'll do my packable tote. It's actually, yeah, it's kind of meant to be. Now, keep in mind, when you have something here, this section sort of floats a little bit. It's got a lot of capacity in there. So when you're packing something in that pocket, you're gonna lose a lot of that main compartment capacity. On the flip side, we have 2 larger power mesh pockets. Good spot for a wallet potentially, maybe some meds as well. And then we have a sleeve behind there, iPhone 13. Oh yeah, pen sleeve at the top. And then we also have this zippered pocket here, which you can use for documents, passport, boarding pass, but those might be better in the back. But before we get there, look at this. It's really actually quite beautiful and very well designed. They shouldn't have advertised it as a 3 liter. This is 2 liters through and through. But having said that, like, it feels quite spacious for a 2 liter and really just well organized. And then for the back, great spot for flatter items. But like I said, there's a bit of volume in itself. And just to showcase, I've got a fat charging brick here. It's gonna take a little bit of tricep, but you can see I'm able to close it, dude. Oh, I just broke it. All right, so like, you know, we don't hold anything back here at Nomad's Nation. And you can see we actually busted the back zipper. So let's be honest about what just happened. I pushed this bag to its limits, where I fully packed out the main compartment, and then I tried to shove this in the back. That's probably outside the typical use case of this sling. So let's be fair to Orbitkey. But also having said that, you can see what happened is it popped the zipper right out. And had we used potentially a name brand zipper like YKK, I don't know if that wouldn't have happened. Now we do have the sling in the other color as well. You can see we're able to get the battery in there. I just want to emphasize too, like, we have to be fair to Orbitkey here. Like, I review gear all the time. I own my own gear company. It's called Firo. Just check it out. We make bags and slings and stuff. And we're awesome. And even though our build quality is what I would say to the next level, breaks on our bags all the time. Not like every bag, but there are just ones that will slip through the cracks. So I don't want us to come out and say that this zipper breaking is a testament of Orbitkey's build quality. This could happen to any bag. The question is, how well will Orbitkey then handle this from a customer support perspective? And does that happen within your limited 2-year warranty window? So these are the things that you gotta consider. But yeah, here at Nomadization, we keep it real. Like, this happened, but I don't think it's a reason to not buy the bag. All right, let's mash all of these thoughts together to generate a concise list of pros and cons of the Orbitkey travel sling. Pro number 1, the sling looks amazing. Pro number 2, it's gonna be just how impressive the organization is in the main compartment. And pro number 3 is everything going on with the harness system. Looks good, feels good, extra security. And another pro, it stands really well as well. This thing's awesome. Or is it? Let's talk about the cons. Con number 1 is the lack of a front pocket might be a deal breaker for some people. Con number 2, if you're like me and you're not the super organized type, all these pockets are gonna be like overkill. And con number 3 kind of goes without saying, we broke a zipper. We did push the bag to its limits. I wanna be fair to Orbitkey, but I just wish that they would use YKK. Now let's give the bag some overall scores. Should be noted, these scores are my personal scores based on my personal experience with the bag. Your results may differ. First up, comfort. Most slings are comfortable, but having said that, I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. Reason being, everything happening with this harness system, it just flows with the body so well. I think they knocked it out of the park with the comfort. Number 2, value. Just barely a 3 out of 5. I think there's some things that we're getting a lot of value here, where it's the custom hardware, the silky smooth shoulder strap, but then we're doing, you know, cheaper zippers at 89 USD. It's okay. I think it's middle of the road. And for the overall score, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's Orbitkey's best bag yet. It's perfect for you if you want a sleek sling that's got great organization. Obviously, The question mark is that zipper. And Orbitkey, if you guys are watching and you want to leave a comment, we'll go ahead and pin that to the top. And one last reminder too, if you're thinking about making a purchase, if you're as impressed with this sling as I am, or you want to find out more information, we do request doing so with the first link in the description, just because that link makes sure that you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, which we often have for Orbitkey, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold, here's 2 alternatives that you might like a little bit better. First up, if you're new to the Nomads Nation channel, you should definitely watch our leaderboard video. In that video, myself and the Nomads Nation team, not just in Bag Mole, we'll get them in the next one, but we all sit down and we talk about our favorite bags, slings included. So if you want to get an idea of what the best bags and options are on the market, be sure to check that video out. I've gone ahead and linked that above. But if you're not quite sold on this sling, here's 2 options that are similar, but a little bit different. Alternative number 1 is going to be the Rework Toshi. Available in a 2.5 liter, a 5 liter, and a 6 liter. It's a great pick for you if you're looking for a sling that has a ton of organization and features, but like you want more features. Rework Toshi has got like a external harness system on the bottom so you can carry a water bottle or an umbrella, and pockets galore. It's one of the most popular slings on the market right now. But the problem with Rework is that it only comes in black. So if you like this bag because of its color options, you might want to check out the Bellroy Venture Ready 2.5 liter sling. My personal favorite sling of all time, at least as of right now. It's a bit more minimalist than the travel sling from Orbitkey, but it's got great color options, high quality materials, and just looks super sleek. Plus you're gonna get a front pocket to give you a bit more organization as well. Honestly, all 3 slings are great. You can't go wrong with any, you just gotta figure out which one best suits your needs. But to learn more about the alternatives, you can just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about this bag or any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below or in the Nomads Nation subreddit. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.